This is Dr. Saad in front of you, and today my topic is the APC gene, adenomatous polyposis coli gene. Basically, this is a tumor suppressor gene, and this gene is called as the gatekeeper of colonic neoplasm or colonic neoplasia. Why this is called so, the gatekeeper of the colonic neoplasm? Because the mutation, the inherited mutation in the APC gene, it results in a disease that is called as the FAP. It is called as the familial adenomatous polyposis. And in this disease, what happens that there is a development of the adenomatous polyps in the colon. This is called as the familial adenomatous polyposis, means the adenomatous polyps, they are formed in the colon. That's why this is called as the gatekeeper of colonic neoplasm. It means that just this is a gatekeeper, means if this gate is lost, if this gate is removed, the colonic neoplasia will develop. Clear? So mutation in this leads to the development of the familial adenomatous polyposis, means the polyps in the colon. Now there is also inherited mutations also occur, and the sporadic mutations also occur. Sporadic mutations occur like in development, helps in the development of the carcinoma of the stomach, carcinoma of the pancreas, and many other carcinomas. Clear? Now basically this APC gene, normally what is the function of APC gene? In the embryological development, this APC gene helps in the polarity of the cell, maintains the polarity of the cell, helps in the cell-cell adhesions. Clear? And obviously helps in the proliferation of the cell. Now, basically this APC gene, it is a component of the signaling pathway, that is the Wnt signaling pathway. This APC gene is component of the WNT pathway, that is called as the Wnt signaling pathway. You can call it as the Wnt signaling pathway or the WNT pathway. This pathway basically it signals through receptors that are present on the cell surface, and that are called as the frizzled receptors. These receptors, they are present on the cell surface. Clear? Now in order to study the APC function, that how it works and how this is a tumor suppressor gene, how it stops the cell cycle progression, so we have now we are going to study the mechanism, that how this APC gene works. So I am for this purpose I am making the 3 cells. Clear? Here I will be making the 3 cells. This is cell number 1. Clear? This is your cell number 2, and this is your cell number 3. Clear? Now suppose this is your frizzled receptor of the Wnt signaling in all the 3 cells. This is the Wnt signaling receptor, frizzled receptor of the Wnt signaling. Clear? Here is your, this is for suppose is your APC gene. Clear? This is your APC gene. Here is also your APC gene, and here is also your APC gene. These are the APC gene, or you can say simply the APC protein. Clear? APC. Now here is your, for suppose here is your nucleus. Just suppose it that it's the nucleus. Clear? Now this in this the first diagram number A. In this diagram, the Wnt signaling WNT pathway, this pathway is absent, means the APC function in the absence of the Wnt signaling pathway. Now how this works? Basically in the absence of the Wnt pathway, this APC gene, it is coupled with the protein that is called as the beta catenin. This is your beta catenin. Basically, simply how you can remember APC? You can remember APC that APC is the negative regulator of beta catenin. Clear? APC is the negative regulator of beta catenin. And now what is beta catenin? Basically, beta catenin is simply, you can say, growth promoter gene. In very simple words, it is growth promoter gene, or you can say simply protein. So beta catenin is growth promoter gene and the APC is negative regulator. As I already told you that every growth promoter gene has a negative regulator. Why? In order to prevent the overproliferation. We have to prevent the overproliferation in the normal cells. So in order to prevent that overproliferation, every growth promoter gene has a negative regulator. So in this way, beta catenin has a negative regulator, that is APC gene. Now what happens when the Wnt signaling is absent? So the APC gene is coupled with the beta catenin, and what it causes? APC, it causes the degradation of the beta catenin. Degradation of beta catenin. Now when the beta catenin is degraded, so this beta catenin, it cannot move into the nucleus. This beta catenin, it cannot pass into the nucleus, and when it will be not passing into the nucleus, so this beta catenin cannot activate the transcriptional factors. When these transcriptional factors are not activated, so the cell cycle progression will also not occur. Means this whole pathway won't occur. Beta catenin will not be moving into the nucleus, transcriptional factor will not be activated, cell cycle progression will not occur, instead the cell cycle will stop. Clear? So this is the means how the APC works in the absence of the Wnt pathway. This I am telling you, this is a normal cells. Clear? Now the second, this is also a normal cell. This is diagram number B. This is also your normal cell. But what happens in this cell? Now there are certain ligands that are attached to the Wnt receptor, that are attached to the you can say frizzled receptor. Now here the Wnt pathway is activated, or in the presence of the Wnt pathway. This Wnt pathway, when it is activated, this pathway, it inhibits the APC. Now this APC is inhibited. Clear? This Wnt pathway inhibits the APC. Now here was your beta catenin. This beta catenin, it is not degraded, means by the APC it is not inhibited, or you can say the APC now it does not degrade the beta catenin because APC becomes inactivated. So now this beta catenin, it can move inside the nucleus, and when it will be moving inside the nucleus, what it causes? It causes the means activation or formation of the transcriptional factors, cyclin, that are the cyclin D, for example. These transcriptional factor obviously cause the cell cycle progression. So in this way the beta catenin will be carrying out the growth. This is also your normal pathway. What happens when the signals, these signals, they are removed, the APC once again it become activated and it degrades the beta catenin and stops the cell cycle progression. Clear? Then now these both are the normal cells. Now we are moving on towards the mutation in the APC. That if there is the mutation in the APC, what occurs? Mutation in APC means there will be loss of function mutation, loss of function mutation in APC. This is your diagram number C. Here is your loss of function mutation in the APC gene. Means that APC gene is now lost. Means it is now mutated and it will not be again, it cannot function again. Clear? Here this APC can function again when this Wnt signaling will remove. But now here the APC cannot work again, means it is mutated. And the cells in which the APC mutation occurs, those cells, they respond in such a way that if they are continuously stimulated by the Wnt signaling. So you can see here that these both cells, clear, in both of them APC is not working. So these cells, these type of the cell, they will obviously they will think that we are continuously stimulated by the Wnt signaling. That's why the APC is not working. But they don't know that actually the APC is mutated. And now when the APC is mutated, obviously it will not degrade the beta catenin will move into the nucleus, and same cycle, same will be carrying out cell cycle progression occur. But what is the difference between these two? The difference is that the APC cannot return to its normal position, When it will not return, so beta catenin will be continuously stimulated, which will be leading to the cell cycle progression, but it will causing the over proliferation. It will be causing the over proliferation of the cell, and obviously the over proliferation for a longer time, it will be leading to the tumor development. In this way, the mutation in the APC results in the development of the tumor or the cancer. Clear? Now this APC gene, I told you that this is mutated in the stomach cancers also, in the intestinal type, in the adenocarcinoma of the stomach. There are two types of the adenocarcinoma, the diffuse and the intestinal type. In the intestinal type, that this APC gene is mutated. Is that clear up till now? Any confusion in this? This is the normal cell without a Wnt signaling pathway. This is in the presence of Wnt signaling pathway, and in this there is a loss of function mutation in the APC gene, which results in development of the tumor. Now we are moving on towards the second gene. First we have studied the APC gene. Now just I am removing this here. Moving on towards the second gene that is also related to the beta catenin. That's why I am telling you right now. Clear? So that gene is the E-cadherin, or you can say the E-cadherin is a protein. The gene name is the second gene that we are going to study, that is the CDH1. And this CDH1, basically it encodes a protein that is called as the E-cadherin. Clear? Now for suppose this is your cell. Okay, I am removing it and making a new diagram. Okay, so this is your cell. Here is your cell number 1 and this is your cell number 2. Now just forget that APC, all that. Now we are moving on towards our next gene, that is the E-cadherin. This is your beta catenin, this is your E-cadherin, this is the E-cadherin of this cell, and this is your beta catenin. Now E-cadherin, basically E-cadherin are the proteins that helps in the adherence of the two cells. Means the two cells, they are adhere with each other by the help of these E-cadherin proteins. These are the E-cadherins protein. Clear? Now you can see here in the diagram that cytoplasmic domain of the E-cadherin, or you can say the tail of the E-cadherin, has the beta catenin with it attached or coupled with it. The beta catenin is coupled with it. Clear? Now what happens, the normal cells, this E-cadherin and this beta catenin, they both are coupled with each other. Clear? So the cell cycle does not proliferate, means cell cycle progression does not occur, as the beta catenin is attached with the E-cadherin. E-cadherin is also a tumor suppressor gene, and you can say it also you can say it is also the negative regulator of the beta catenin, as the APC was, and the same is the E-cadherin. But APC, you can say their function was different. Here E-cadherin, the function is different. So this is also negative regulator. Now it is attached with the E-cadherin and it cannot move into the nucleus, obviously, where it cannot activate the transcriptional factors. Now this is in the normal cell. When there is a stimulus, when there is injury, when there is wound, so the cell injury occurs, obviously. When the cell injury occurs, when there is a stimulus, or you can say injury occurs, so the cell to cell interaction is displaced or disturbed. This interaction is disturbed, means cells move apart. When there is disturbed interaction between these two, so this E-cadherin and the beta catenin, their uncoupling occurs. Now they are coupled, but whenever the wound or injury occurs, they become uncoupled. Now this is the situation here. They both are not attached with each other, they are uncoupled. Now this results in the, means beta catenin gets free and it moves into the nucleus. When the beta catenin move into the nucleus, so I already told you that it will be activating the transcriptional factor, which will be causing the cell cycle progression, Clear? Now when cell progression occur means new cells are formed, and these new cells, they replace the injured cell. When those injured cells, they are replaced, so what happens, that once again the beta catenin gets coupled with the E-cadherin. Clear? And the cell cycle progression is stopped. Clear? Cell cycle progression is stopped. This is called as the contact inhibed. Contact inhibed means that whenever there is a contact between beta catenin and the E-cadherins, the cell cycle progression stops. This is called as the contact inhibed. Inhibed means inhibited. The cell cycle is inhibited. Clear up till now? Now, this is the normal pathway. Now, if there is a mutation in E-cadherin, means once again, if there is the loss of function mutation in the E-cadherin, obviously you can say simply the E-cadherin is lost. Now, when this E-cadherin is lost, so beta catenin gets free. When this beta catenin gets free, once again it will be moving into the nucleus, and now there is no one to stop this beta catenin. When this beta catenin does not stop, so obviously the cell cycle will progress and it will over proliferate. Why? Because we don't have the E-cadherins, which is E-cadherin which was coupled with the beta catenin, and it stops it. But what happens when there is loss of E-cadherin? The over proliferation occur and there will be no contact inhibed. Means no contact. When there is no contact, obviously the no inhibition occur of the cell cycle. When the cell cycle is not inhibited, it will be over proliferated. In this way, the loss of function mutation in the E-cadherin leads to the development of the cancer, over proliferation, and obviously it will be developing into the tumor or the cancer. Clear? This is the E-cadherin. Now these E-cadherin, the loss of function means function mutation in the E-cadherins, it occur in many of the carcinomas like the esophagus, in prostate carcinomas, clear, in colon carcinoma, in breast carcinoma. So these mutation in the loss of function mutation in E-cadherins occur in these all, while you can say E-cadherin or loss of function mutation in this gene, CDH1 gene, because this is the gene and E-cadherin is the basically protein. Now CDH1, it is also you can say mutated in the stomach. Clear? In the stomach cancers, adenocarcinoma of the stomach, means diffuse adenocarcinoma of the stomach. In those cases, their CDH1 is mutated in the diffuse adenocarcinomas of the stomach. So this is your E-cadherins and all about the beta catenin and E-cadherin. Now the last one gene for today's topic is the CDKN2A, cyclin dependent kinase inhibitors. This we have already studied in our previous lecture, but I am telling you once again, just making the concept clear. CDKN2A, this is a gene, clear, and this gene basically encodes two protein kinases. One is the P16INK4A. This is basically, this protein is the you can say cyclin dependent kinase inhibitor. This protein is your cyclin dependent kinase inhibitor, and it blocks the cyclin dependent phosphorylation of the RB gene. When the phosphorylation of the RB gene does not occur, so RB gene remains in the active form. This we have already studied in our RB gene when I had told you about the RB gene. Now the second one is our P14ARF. This is our second protein, and this we have also studied in the P53, that this gene, this protein, this is basically coupled with the MDM2, and this inhibits the MDM2, which results in the increased P53 protein. Clear? And this we have studied in our P53 topic. Clear? So this is the gene, tumor suppressor gene, and the mutation of this tumor suppressor gene CDK2NA, it may occur in the, you can say, familial forms and sporadic forms. In familial forms, it is in the melanomas, and in the sporadic cases we have many, like the acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Clear? We have cholangiocarcinomas and many others. Clear? So this is our we have studied the 3 tumor suppressor genes today. One was the APC gene, which I told you about everything about the APC gene, the Wnt signaling pathway, everything. Then I told you about the CDH1 gene, E-cadherin gene, and then the CDKN2A gene. These are all the tumor suppressor genes. So if you have any query, any confusion, you can ask in the comment section. And thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.